Surprise, it's me again.
I have a dum-dum in my mouth, so it's going to be a little bit hard for me to talk. But we are back at the table with another game of League. If you remember at the beginning of the last stream where I mentioned that we were doing a doubleheader match and then Sam told me to shut up, it turns out we are retconning that. And we are
doing a doubleheader.
Our doubleheader and streaming that doubleheader. So, this match is against
Florida International University.
International?
Yeah, they're fancy. They're down in Florida.
Oh.
Before we start, I would like to thank them over at FIU for being willing to not only reschedule this, but because of the 3-hour time difference, starting a best of 3 at 7:30 at night. 10:30 at night their time. Yeah. Absolutely not so. And I really do appreciate that very much. This game is for first place in our conference. So with our win against College of Eastern Idaho, every time. With our win against College of Eastern Idaho, we've clinched second in the division. And we also have clinched our playoffs berth with that. So this game against Florida International, they've also clinched as well. So this is just for top spot in the conference. We will most likely see them again in the playoffs and all of that. So it's going to be a good game. I'm hoping that we see a match longer than 20 minutes. That's my hope. That's the goal. They do outrank us, but we'll see how that goes. I've got some confidence. I think we're past the point, so you can hit the play button now, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, proud of you.
We can actually start casting our games. Yay! The most exciting match, I think, of the conference so far.
It's going. College of Eastern Idaho was, and then I think this is going to take over that spot. So we are starting off red side. We're seeing a pretty similar build to what we did game 2 against College of Eastern Idaho. Malphite top, Briar jungle, and Rel support with an Orianna mid and an Ezreal ADC. On their side, we've got an Urgot top, a Poppy jungle. I'll explain in a sec. Okay. A Talia mid, a Caitlyn ADC, and a Morgana support. Interestingly enough, I thought that Morgana, during ban pick phase, I thought that Morgana was actually going to be jungle because their jungler plays Morgana jungle a lot. So this is a 5-stack defense against an early invade is what we're seeing.
Okay. They're
protecting against the early invade, and now we're going to start seeing the Urgot channel out right now to head to top lane. It's a thing. In Worlds, you'll often see 2 teams of 5 like run at each other and then have a dance party and then run back to their own spot. I mean, you have a minute and a half, which is a surprisingly long amount of time to do things. Production, can we get Twitch chat up, by the way?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was supposed to do over.
Oh, that's what you were doing. Well, then somebody give it to us. So, yeah, we're going to be seeing a pretty similar build. My hope for this is a game longer than like 25 minutes. That's the goal, is a game longer than 25 minutes.
Oh, boy.
Talia is a comfort pick for them. As is the Morgana and the Urgot. We've obviously got comfort picks in the Orianna, the Rel, the Briar.
My laptop is low, so I'm
yes,
just
as Truman's dad is helpfully pointing out, they are ranked 3 Masters and a Grandmaster. As badly as we've been outranking everybody else in our league, they have been outranking us. That said, they play a lot more games than we do in ranked.
Yeah.
Which does make a difference. So I don't think that we are as outclassed as the scores say we are. We do see them getting the early level 2 bump bot lane, which is something that we haven't lost most games. We're back under turret, all that good stuff. Like I said, this is going to be an interesting game. I think it's going to be a lot more tit for tat than we're used to. I think it's going to take a lot more strategery than we're used to. All of that. Yes, I agree. It's not always just, but it is just in this case. We see Poppy doing an early invade to make sure that Briar's cleared all of the camp. It's an interesting move. It's an interesting clear pattern. My concern with it is Briar's getting a couple more camps that we don't, but we do see that Poppy dropping down an early ward there. And is looking to come in potentially for that early mid lane gank on the side, which is what we do see there. Taking a turret shot as she goes across. Orianna's not pushed far enough for that to actually make a difference. But all of that. Yes, we should see a couple games. So I would like to say, heading into this, that both teams here have not dropped a game yet. Throughout the entire series, both teams have not dropped a game. We haven't lost a game, they haven't lost a game. There's the Talia going in with the early stun, Orianna getting that damage in as well. This is going to be a very tit for tat. Ignite going down earlier on the Orianna, but Orianna getting the damage in, looking for the kill, might die to minions if she's not careful. Briar coming in for the cleanup. We've seen that. We've seen the Briar cleanup crew a lot lately, and that is looking like it's what it's going to do. Talia's on too low of health for this. They have the vision out, so Poppy's going to be following around. Talia just trying to buy time. There's the Orianna. Orianna's on super low health and might get murdered by the Poppy here, but of course we're watching bot lane, because who needs to see what's happening mid lane? Oh my god! That is a sliver of health. There's the first blood on the Orianna that I thought I saw coming. Briar trying to get some damage down, getting the stun out on that Talia, having to flash away there, is not getting the cleanup crew that we were expecting or hoping for. They have 1,000 gold lead right now. Not insurmountable by any stretch of the imagination, but this is definitely going to be a much harder game than we're used to. Talia did burn a lot of the summoners to get out of there. And Poppy going in for that early dive on the Briar and gets it. Rel, Orianna, Ezreal all looking to respawn and clean up that Poppy, but that was the same clear pattern that we saw early on. And we're seeing it again, getting the damage. There's the Orianna getting the damage in on Poppy. There's the Ezreal finishing it off. That's a clean kill. Taking advantage of that Poppy, getting overconfident and getting that invade. Very nice way to even it up just a little bit more. We do see bot lane losing the CS game by quite a little bit. Orianna getting that stun in again on that Talia and the root, and the damage going down on that Ezreal now. Rel getting the stun in turret range. Really, the game plan here is going to have to be play under turret, play defensive, play safe, and then capitalize on those team fights. Getting that turret shot in on the Morgana. If we can play under turret, we will be just fine. Much slower start to the game than we've seen in a lot of recent games, I think, for both sides here. Another gank coming in from the Briar. Poppy coming in to follow, just hunting for that Talia at this point. And Poppy's chasing. I think we need to back off. We do back off, but there's a Poppy coming in. Getting the airborne on the Poppy, but getting the damage down. And now the Talia comes back around. There's the vision on it. There's the Briar airborne into the stun, into everybody. Trying to get the damage down, trying to clean up. That's the kill on that Briar. Really just not that pop. You know what the difference is? That Poppy's actually good at being aggressive. And
unlike, you know, some of the other examples of that that we've seen throughout the season
and
so far.
It was a very big overchase. I agree with that. I don't think there's a stun coming down from the Rel. There's the airborne as well. There's the Morgana coming in, missing the root, getting the ignite down on that Caitlyn. Good damage. Not quite able to finish it off, but good clean damage. I honestly think that there's the Poppy coming in on the Rel, almost getting the damage down, trying to clean up the Ezreal and the Morgana. They are all low, but the Rel is also low. Ignite going down. That's a double kill bot lane. Fortunately, it wasn't a double kill to the same person, but that is still unfortunate. That's now a 3-1 and 2 Poppy, only 7 minutes in. That's very concerning. Ignite going down on Truman, so Talia gets away with low health again, as does the Poppy. Poppy is really putting in the work right now, making the difference felt in the lanes. This isn't looking great early game. Yeah. We're down about 4,000 gold. We're down 5 kills. Top lane's doing great. You know, top lane's holding strong. But all those level advantages that we're used to having, we're seeing them have. You know, I really think, honestly, pretty sure that we're not giving them the respect they deserve at this point, because we're not used to the other team demanding quite that much respect. Which is unfortunate, but is what it is. There's the Rel looking for that Morgana, clearing everybody's vision at this point. getting the root in on the Rel. In comes the Poppy. This Poppy is doing the work. Rel trying to bail out of there. Poppy recalling. 8 minutes in, nobody going for first Drake quite yet. They do have the priority on it if they want it. We're also seeing a support roaming just as much as our support's roaming. So that's a very interesting thing to see. Ezreal dodging the root, able to evade. In comes the Rel, getting some damage down on that Morgana. I completely agree. That was my concern on Poppy's having, but she has kills. And so that's, you know, Briar didn't get the cleanup mid. Briar's 0-2. Orianna's 0-2. Like, it's working out for the Poppy. And so that's something we look at for next game, is not letting the Poppy get those early kills. It's starting to even out a little bit more, calm down a little bit. We're going to see how that goes. Orianna is down in lane. And there's the Poppy into the Briar, getting the damage down. That's like half of Briar's hit points gone in one go. That Poppy has the damage now. So Briar's forced to get out of there, but there's the Taliyah ult coming in. And they are going to murder that Briar. That's a 3v1 in our own. Oh my god. That's a 3v1 in our own jungle. Orianna and Malphite both coming to respawn, but need to get out of there before they get picked off. This is not going to be 3v1. This is going to be a 1v1. This is going to be a 3v1v1v1. I've talked about that before. There's the kill on the Taliyah, the much needed. There's the Briar ult coming in. This is what we need to start turning it around. Get the Poppy. Get the Poppy, get the Poppy, get the Poppy, get the Poppy, get the Poppy. Don't let her run away from you. Get the Poppy. Speed boost coming in from the Orianna. Smite to slow down the Poppy. Get the Poppy. Poppy. There's the Poppy.
There's
the Caitlyn kill on the Rel. Shit.
Yeah,
we got the Poppy.
We did take a trade on that one, but it was still a very well needed.
There's the root. Ezreal getting the damage down on the Morgana, but Morgana cleaning up. The important thing to note is that did get Orianna a 300 gold shutdown. So that's going to help a lot in evening out that lane. Bot lane kind of crushing through our turret right now. Just one turret plate left on that bot lane turret. Ezreal coming in to try and push them back a little bit, and that's going to work. Oh yeah, that is a 1-2-0 Ezreal and an 0-2-1 Rel. That is unfortunate. Briar starting to really try and make her presence felt around the map, just like Poppy. But Taliyah's damage is going in, and Briar being forced to flash out of there. Urgot's damage starting to go in on that Malphite, starting to push in on that turret. They're doing a very slow and steady push right now, which is what we've seen us do. It's good, solid gameplay. Yeah. Words.
Yeah. It's a bit of a rougher time for both of us. As you know, I've been a lot more quiet, but I've actually spoken a lot more words this game so far. I am nervous, and I think the nerves are kind of...
Not only has Malphite not backed, but Malphite has 36 CS to Urgot's 103. Yes, Malphite has 2 assists that Urgot doesn't have, but I'd start to get worried about that Urgot late game. As we get there just with that CS, the level 9, the damage that could yield. There's the Malphite back, getting the stuff. Like I said, I'm just a little worried about the CS difference. We did get first Rift, and still nobody's gone for first Drake at 11 minutes in. So this game is far from over, even if our first turret is over. That is first turret taken in 12 minutes. That's kind of brutal. And there's the Ezreal kill as well to clean up with that Morgana coming around. And they're chasing in the Rel now with that Poppy. Urgot taking advantage of the Malphite back to take 2 turret plates. Going to be just about 2.5 by the time we get back. The FIU starts going for first Drake now, and we're going to let them have it. They have the priority. They have enough priority for us to yield. And that's first Drake over to them. We did get first Rift, so we'll see what we can do with that. Maybe even out a lane a little bit. Orianna about to get murdered. There's the Taliyah ult coming in, pushing him back towards the Morgana and all of that. Coming up towards the Rel and the Malphite, though. We're about to get a team fight here in Rift Pit. There's the Briar getting rooted and absolutely pasted by the Morgana-Caitlyn combo. There's the root going down on the Orianna. Damage is going in. There's the Rel coming in. Urgot coming in from behind. Urgot getting the execute kill on Orianna. Taliyah going down. The damage getting put in now on the Rel. Rel getting that in. Ezreal ult coming in. Morgana
That's
murdering
it.
Briar. She goes in. That's 4. And then there's Ezreal in the bot lane trying to take on the Poppy. Might get the damage down on the Poppy with the flash. Does get a kill, so it's not an ace. It's not an ace, ladies and gentlemen. It's not an ace. It could have been worse. It could have been worse.
Still really rough, and we're still in a really rough position right now.
We're certainly not in a good position.
Yeah, fighting for control back over the map, as I'm pretty sure that's second Drake in about 6 seconds.
No.
No, am I looking at that wrong? What am I reading?
Red buff in 2 seconds.
I see.
Yeah. You're looking at the little plant symbol. So next Drake's in about 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. The Briar that we saw dominate last game is 0-4 and 2. Needs to drop Rift here. Rift's about to expire. So probably gonna be looking to pop that top lane. Ro coming in to assist, starting to clear more vision. You know, we still have turrets standing. It's not pretty. They've rotated their lanes over, so Talia's going to be mid now, and Caitlyn Morgana, Caitlyn Morgana going to be mid, Talia is bot lane. There's a lot of vision fighting here that's just clearing out the control wards and all of that. Shelly did get dropped top like I expected. Big dent into that turret, starting to improve that. Morgana just getting so much damage down with that Caitlyn. That Morgana-Caitlyn is a vile combo right now. I'm just going to say it. Granted, it's a 4-0-2 Caitlyn and a 2-0-5 Morgana. Like, that's nothing to be sniffed at, but they are absolutely vile. Ezreal trying to fight back on the CS, fight back on all of that. Down almost a full item. Not quite a full item, but almost a full item. So we are going to start seeing that come into play. Poppy looking for the Malphite gank top. Upset that Malphite still has a 0. You know, looking for that gank. Val coming in to support, but there's also the Morgana. This is going to be a 3v2 top. Ezreal Caitlyn 1v1ing in the mid lane under that turret. Ezreal starting to get some much needed gold off of that turret and all of that. Talia coming up to assist the Ezreal. Briar Orianna not responding. Top turret goes down. There's the kill on the Malphite with the root and the stun and all of that. There's the Talia I was talking about coming in to help out that Ezreal. Orianna responding. Briar backing. That turret is the last tier 1 turret still standing. And now it's not.
Yeah, we're moving really fast.
You know, there's the Briar ult coming in. There's the Briar. Morgana goes golden. There's the Poppy coming in. There's the Talia getting the damage down on the Briar. That is painful. Not quite able to execute how they were hoping to execute that at all. They're starting to try and just A-ram it, get the damage down. There's the Urgot from behind, misses his ult, which is an execute, thankfully. Has a lot of low health camps there, but we're going to finish off that Urgot. Is going to get Rel, but that's okay, it's a support. He's supposed to die. They're starting to overextend a little bit. That's my hope. Urgot did overextend just a little bit there. Was looking for something that just didn't come to fruition. Poppy getting in on the Ezreal. Ezreal using his little dash out of there. There's the Poppy kill. Malphite coming in. Coming in on that Caitlyn. Briar getting that Caitlyn shutdown. That was a 700 gold shutdown. Oh my god. Alright, I'm starting to get somewhere. And you know, the good news is I still hear them cheering now, like 5 minutes later, which means that the game isn't over yet. You know.
That was like really rough. And it's like that. Oh god, that was looking very, very desolate.
Yeah, it's still not looking great. You know, we're down 3 turrets. They're not down any. You know, there's like a 7,000 gold difference.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. There's a Talia coming in. Oh. That's just painful. You know, it's not looking less desolate by any stretch of the imagination. But is looking better. You know, these guys, they have some ult. They can come back from a lot. We're going to see the Briar ult coming in on the Morgana. There's the Airborne. There's the Briar coming in. Poppy dealing with the Orianna in the background. Morgana goes down. Orianna stays alive. Orianna's still alive. Rel popping there. Ooh.
Yeah,
ow. 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 Caitlyn at 8-1-2 with an Infinity Edge, a Storm Raver, and Berserkers. is just going to start doing massive amounts of damage. Have finally erased all of their zeros, you know, so that's something. Are losing 20-9, down 2 dragons, and that's the first tier 2 turret gone. Urgot starting to really crunch that top lane. But here comes the Rel, the Ezreal, and the Malphite to try and get that Urgot down. Urgot flashed to get out of it, but when Urgot's firing that minigun, he's slowed by a lot, so he's gonna get a little stuck there. I'm gonna get the damage down. Meanwhile, everybody else is kind of just running around Rift Baron, so we're not missing much of anything for being there. That's the next turret down, unfortunately, as a tier 2. Briar trying to go in. Morgana getting the Caitlyn, flashing out. They don't have the Caitlyn damage. They don't have the damage on Caitlyn that they wish they did, is the real problem. You know, Poppy was lethal early on. Poppy's 4, 4, and 5. The real issue right now is the 8, 1, and 2 Caitlyn, the 3, 1, and 10 Morgana. Oh my god, that one Caitlyn shot took over half of Rel's health. Oh my god. That Caitlyn also has a massive shutdown, so if we can get that, we can start coming back. They're trying to crack our base right now. Orianna looking for something on the flank with the Rel, with the Briar, but Caitlyn just polishing him off. Morgana goes gold way early. They drop Rift mid. There's the Caitlyn shutdown that I was talking about us needing. In comes the Rel. Orianna rooted with the Ignite. That's a triple kill for the Ezreal.
Okay.
They do get the Orianna, and they do get a turret with the Rift Herald, but that is a... Oh, no, sorry. Urgot's still alive. I almost called Ace too soon, but that is a quadra kill for our ADC.
I think this is what they were cheering about a few minutes ago.
I think it is too. This is not over yet. It doesn't look great, but we now have 4. That's an execute.
Wow.
That's just Urgot ult, which is just unfortunate. Urgot does have Black Cleaver and Stair Escape, so kind of tankier than we were hoping right now. And despite the 100 CS difference, you know, Malphite's 2, 1, and 7. Like, he is hanging in there. He's doing a great job. I wouldn't start calling a comeback yet. I will say this is, I think, the closest game FIU has had. I would also like to say, because I haven't seen any heads poke around the corner, this goes for at least 5 more minutes, which will make it the longest game University of Idaho has had. Go us. You know, if nothing else, this is a better game. This is a more challenging game. We are seeing Urgot start to take our thing. We have base. That's what we have left. Starting to pick off the Urgot. Right now, really what we're looking for is we're going to start looking for them to overextend like that to polish off that Urgot. We're going to start moving as a 5-pack, and we're going to start getting kills. That's the goal right now, is we coalesce into a 5, we start picking off the 1s, we get the kills.
And it seems like we're going to start seeing that on that Poppy in mid?
Potentially. Poppy going in on the Rel. I don't think she knows that there's a Malphite there. Rel, there's the stun, there's the damage. Malphite running around just a little bit. There's the Caitlyn and the Morgana, though. This Briar ult coming in. Oh my god, there's the Briar ult, there's the Morgana. Poppy does go down. There's the Ezreal ult doing massive damage as well. Briar going in again on that. Oh my god, the damage.
Just a little bit.
There's the cleanup. There's the cleanup.
Okay.
Rel goes down as well. Orianna's not going to have quite the oomph, but Ezreal might be able to come back. That Caitlyn is low. No, sorry, that Talia is low if we can get there. We have tightened it to 26-17. This is one of the closest games that FIU has had. Getting that damage in on that Ezreal. Ezreal polishing him off, though. I believe in the Ezreal carry right now. That's a 10-4 into Ezreal. I believe in the Ezreal carry. Did take the flash, but I believe in the Ezreal carry. I believe in these guys. 26-18. You know, we are tightening this up. Yes, they have to start targeting the Caitlyn a little bit more than they are. Caitlyn's doing a very good job of hiding in the back lane right now. And she's just lethal, but they're starting to do a better job at picking her up, all of that. Back to farming just a little bit, try and get some more gold, all of that. For right now, we're kind of at a stalemate. Yes, we're down a couple turrets, but they haven't advanced any further. They haven't pushed any further. You know, obviously we'd like to start getting some turrets, but yeah, gold lead back under 10,000. You know that's happy when you're like, woohoo, it's single digits. Orianna getting the damage down on the Morgana. This is a lone Morgana right now. Poppy coming in from behind. There's the Talia ult. There's the damage going down. Caitlyn ult. Oh
my god. Oh my God.
Ow. Poor Truman.
Oh.
We do see Baron up. We do see us kind of running around. Oh, Caitlyn might overextend here. Caitlyn looking for the Malphite. Everybody else kind of clearing. I think we're about to see another team fight here. And this might be a more decisive team fight. They're looking for the Caitlyn. They're looking for the Caitlyn. They're looking to split the Caitlyn from the rest of the team. Briar ult going in on the Talia. In goes the Briar. Rel getting the damage down on the Morgana. Morgana's going to go.
Oh.
Morgana
Oh,
goes
okay.
golden. The damage goes down. Down goes the Ezreal. Down goes the Morgana. Malphite. Down goes the Malphite. Down goes the Briar. Ow.
Yeah.
They are going to get that third Drake there. Rel backing with Orianna. Definitely not our game right now.
No.
Um,
But I mean, like in our defense, we do continue finding opportunities to kind of like try and close the gap a little bit, try and put things more in our favor. And while our attempts aren't exactly fruitful, we still are making a dent in it.
we are. They're going to get Baron, and that's going to hurt a lot. So we're going to see... Oh, I was going to get one at break, but okay. Apparently I have production to give me like water and things now.
Yep.
Whoa. There's the Urgot overextending again. They are pushing all mid with that Baron. We need to be really careful. Thank you. Nice laptop. So we are going to defend the 5. At this point, it's kind of a matter of waiting out that Baron. There's no way we win the 5v5 with Baron. There's no way we win that with a 12, 3, and 6 Caitlyn. That doesn't happen. We are starting to close the gap. We're only down by 11 kills now. Yay. I think they're starting you're right. They are starting to try and find those opportunities. And without the bad... Rel gonna get picked off, but Malphite circling, Briar circling, Ezreal circling, getting the stun down on the Poppy. In comes the Morgana route, but that's 4 down on the Poppy. There goes the Poppy. There's the reverse. There's the kill we need to see. Ezreal body blocking the potential kill that would have happened on the Rel. More damage going down.
Oh.
There's the Malphite. That's the front line, unfortunately. Urgot just getting that damage down on the Briar. Oh, and the Orianna. That's the concern I saw with the 200 CS Urgot. That is painful. This is gonna break inhibitor. In comes the Talia ult. To try and get the Rel. Talia does get the Rel. I'd like to point out that's an 8, 3, and 12 Rel. First inhib goes down. All of that is still Briar push. So they're low health, but they have the Baron, so they can just sit back and let those super minions push and hit those turrets. I think we're going to see the end of game 1 here, unfortunately.
Malphite was not where they needed to be in that part of the
He
fight.
wasn't. Malphite going in to try and salvage something, but that is first game. I'm going to go talk to the guys. I will be right back for game 2.
Just long exhale of stress. I'm feeling over here. The tension was very high throughout the entire match. But that is the nature of competition. You have to take your wins with your losses. And I think that might be the Vandals' first lesson in that throughout the season. Hey, not much that we could have done. We weren't on very clear territory going into this. If I remember correctly, you know, like the players individually weren't entirely like sure of FIU's capability other than just being intimidated by the rank difference. But I think that there is still an opportunity to take things back. You know, like as the game continued to progress, it became more of an endurance race, and you saw that the Vandals were able to outpace them just a little bit, not making a significant difference because, you know, FIU was so far ahead at that point, but still able to put in some work, try and make a bigger impact on the game, and knowing what we know now, hopefully we're able to go into game 2 with a bit of a different perspective on how to attack, how to fight, possibly figure out what it is that we need to do in those first 10 minutes of getting ahead. So now this is the point where I stall because I have nothing else to talk about. Sam is currently discussing the previous game with her team. And since I actually have nothing of importance to say, my apologies to Disco, we will go on break. I'm not going to tell you how long it is because nobody actually knows how long we're going to be on for. And that's the nature of it. But we will see you in a little bit. Hello and welcome back, Vandals. It is I, your host, Kaz Phoenix, back here with our League of Legends coach, Sam Hamas.
You know me.
Yeah, no.
This is like my fourth time getting introduced.
Yeah, you know, it's for formalities, you know, like it's a part of the tradition, I guess. We are back with Game 2 against FIU. Definitely having taken a rough kind of loss, but a very well played fight.
It was well played. I'm so glad we have all of my roommates watching now. It's, there were shining moments.
Mm-hmm.
I think had early game not gone as poorly as it did, I think we would have. I think it would have gone a lot better.
Closer, yeah.
There were shining moments. I have full confidence. As you can tell, we've changed our lineup, we've changed our plan, we've changed all of that. So let me give you a real quick rundown. We're back with the Psy on top. We're running Jarvan in the jungle. We have not seen JJ bring a Jarvan jungle yet, but it's one of his more comfort picks. We're bringing a Victor mid, also we haven't played in competition before, back with the Xayah and the Shen. So a couple comfort picks, a couple different picks, a pretty strong team fight composition. Sorry guys, I've been going since 8 this morning. The words are failing me. On the opposite side, we see an Udyr top, which is a bit of a different pick. We normally see an Udyr in the jungle. We see Morgana jungle, which is a very off-meta choice, but one that Dill Wavis does very, very often. Mr. Twinkle Fingers over here.
Colby is not on the computer. I'll be right back.
Yeah. We've got a Kai'Sa in the mid lane, which will be a bit interesting. They did the mental game of bring the other ADC that was just played and play it. So we'll see how that goes. And then a Karma support that we also haven't seen before. So some new champs, some old champs. We'll see how it goes. Drop the time controls. Woohoo! Yeah. So yeah, like I said, different comp. I've got some confidence in all of this. They're 5 stacking top instead of bot. Sorry, it's only a 4 without the Kai'Sa. Looks like they're going to go for an early Sion. Sion sees them all coming. Sion doesn't have a chance hit here. He gets hit with the root, gets all of that. That's just an early game invade kill. That's what they were looking for first game. And,
I think they figured out that we weren't going to go for it, so they were.
Yeah. Yes, it's unfortunate. Can we get Twitch chat up, by the way?
Minions have spawned.
Yes, it's unfortunate, but...
Can you make chat bigger? There. That's nice, actually. I'm okay for that.
I'm so glad that my mid laner's dad is telling my roommate how to make fun of me when I get home. Oh, God. And yet he can't spell Vandal.
Ooh, get him. Fake ban, fake ban.
So we do see them starting in our jungle blue buff. We also see the Karma starting weird. So this is a very different starting position than is traditional than we saw last game. We'll see how it works out. We'll see how it pays off. Jarvan coming in for that early level 2 gank on that Karma. Gets the ignite down, gets the damage down, gets the flash, burns the flash. But there's the Ezreal to respawn. Not going to quite finish it. I can spell, I can't type. Excuses, man. All I know is that apparently the Lindel comp is way stronger. In all seriousness, I do thank you for joining us and being engaged and fun and all of that. We saw the Morgana with the early gank mid lane that we expected. For now, mostly resuming the status quo. Yes, it was an early kill. Yes, all of that, but no super big CS gaps opening up. Nothing too big to be concerned about at this moment. We'll see. Game plan going in is keep the early game closer. so that the mid game shines as much as it did. Because the mid game really did shine. But when you're down like 10 kills and 11,000 gold, there's only so much you can do. So that's the game plan right now. Executing pretty well so far. We're gonna look to be seeing Jarvan. Oh, almost getting the Udyr kill. Is that sign? We're gonna be looking to see Jarvan making his presence known a lot more. Morgana's a lot less of an early engage champ than Poppy is. So it's gonna be a different style of jungle play on them. Ezreal getting the damage down on the Shen, but that's okay, it's the Shen. We are low. We are at low health up there, so we do have to be a little bit careful. The CS gap starting to open between the Ezreal and the Xayah. Karma taking the turret shot and starting to emo. Victor doing a very good job pushing Kai'Sa back right now. You know, they're pushing hard. Their early game is better than ours. We're building for the late game. We're building for the team fights. Their bot lane starting to overextend a little bit, take those turret shots. This is still totally winnable. Yeah.
We're only 4 minutes in or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this has been, just so you know, the first game was the first game that the University of Idaho has dropped all season, and FIU still hasn't dropped a game. So we are really hoping to get the win here, tie it up, make it a 2-0 series, and bring it to a third game. You know, I'm going to be exhausted by the time we hit game 3, but, you know, we're hoping to get there.
Yeah, of course.
Morgana looking for an early gank top, but not getting much of anything. Shen going in, Jarvan going in. That's the kill on the Karma. Now trying to get the damage down on the Ezreal. Ezreal's trying to find the Shen. He is going to do it, but in return is going to flash over the wall. He's going to get flashed by the Xayah. There goes the Jarvan. There goes... Oh! Ezreal polishes off the Xayah right before dying, so that ends up being a 2 for 2. Could have been better. Could have been better. Could have been worse. Could have been worse. We're at a much tighter game than we were.
Which is good. That's
game
exactly
1.
what we were shooting.
Yes. Our mid game, we proved that our mid game is stronger. Going in on the early Morgana, getting that kill.
This is good.
One of the main things I told these guys is that their jungler is very aggressive. And you can be a lot more aggressive with a Poppy than you can with the Morgana, just based on hit points and all of that. But I told him to expect it. I told him to play a little more conservative than we normally play. But, you know, to expect that and look for those ways to just get that jungler at that disadvantage, which they're doing really well. We are tied, less than 1,000 gold lead, 3 kills, already a much better game than we saw game 1.
Feeling it?
Huh?
Feeling it?
Yeah. I want to see how this game develops. You know, I'm not convinced of anything yet. I'm convinced we're looking tighter. I'm convinced we're looking cleaner. We're spending a lot of time looking top lane, and I'm not 100% sure why. Have lost 1 turret play bot lane, which isn't great, but isn't terrible. The CS gaps they're there, but they're not horrifically insurmountable. The one I'm concerned about, again, is that top lane. We're just getting so out CS that we're going to get so out golded. But, you know, it is what it is. Sion, I've said this time and time again, Sion doesn't have to win. There's a stun going down. Both of them have ults. Kai'Sa has a much stronger mid game than she does early game. She has to get a whole bunch of items for her Septa stack. So we'll see if Victor can get an early kill. Surprisingly low death and kill count mid lane. Just surprising for these mid laners the way we've seen them play. My foot's getting stuck in our sound equipment.
Yes, as per usual.
Udyr did get a turret plate top, but again, nothing to worry about too much. We're keeping the gold lead to just about 1,000. We are down about a level in the bot lane, but that's also not insurmountable. Morgana looking at our Gromp right now, running that. Again, she's a very aggressive jungler. I told them this. That's a big wave that they pushed. But we're going to see if we can't capitalize if they don't overextend on that. You see the feathers going out for Xayah, trying to get some of that damage down. They are going to take a second plate, and there goes the Morgana, but does not necessarily have the support of her teammates, and Victor's coming up already to respond. Morgana not landing the root. Victor coming in, Jarvan coming in. There goes the damage on the Morgana, excuse me. There's a silence, there's a stun. Morgana is going to get pasted.
There we go, there we go.
There's the Shen kill, but that's all right. Now it's a 3 for 3. Unfortunately, there goes Victor to the Kai'Sa, and the Xayah's short to follow, and the Sion's about to go down. That's a triple kill for the Kai'Sa, and the Udyr gets a kill. Gonna see if we can't chase down the Udyr. Not sure that's gonna happen, and now they have priority for first Drake. Still tighter than the first game, but still not how we're used to being, and not where we want to be. That is a very low health, getting those turret plates. So,
while we have the time, I noticed that Udyr has this ability that's like this weird little circle thing that kind of stuns Sion a lot. What is that about?
I don't know. I don't play Udyr.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
J4 coming in, making his presence known. In goes the Ignite on the Karma. There goes the damage. Jarvan getting that killed. 3-0-1 Jarvan. Udyr still low health against that Sion. They did not first Drake with the priority they had, which is completely fine, but so we're looking to start that Drake potentially. We've got 4. We are looking to take first Drake, making a priority. There's the Morgana looking for a root on the Victor, but doesn't have much damage to follow it up with. And, you know, when you're rooted in attack range, you can still attack.
All right. Yeah, that's first Drake. That's good.
Yeah. First Drake, we're only down 2 kills. Gold lead's not super promising. I'm more concerned about the 2-0 Udyr against the 2-0 Sion. Briar going in on that Morgana, or more accurately, Morgana going in on the Briar, getting the root, getting the damage down. Bot lane not able to respond, but Victor getting the damage in on the Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa is 3-0-0 right now, which is unfortunate, but I think only one of those kills was on the Victor. So, we're only down 3 kills. You know, at 10 minutes in, we were doing a lot worse last game. Whew, there's the Morgana camping mid right now.
I'm hearing some excited noises outside of my
Yeah,
headphones
I'm not
here.
sure what team they're for though.
Ah.
I don't know. That is 3 plates down on the bot turret. That's really where the difference is coming in right now, is the almost double CS lead for the Ezreal, and then all that turret plate gold. We're looking to challenge first Rift, getting the silence and the damage in on the Kai'Sa, and we go top lane. I didn't want to see top lane.
Whoa,
Getting the damage in on the Sion. Sion trying to ult out of there and not doing it. Like I said, this Udyr starting to run away with it. Ezreal ult coming in from nowhere and not hitting anything.
It seems like we might have some trying to go top lane, but it seems like Morgana is still playing in River.
Morgana's playing around Rift right now. Jarvan's looking to go in on that super low health Udyr right now. Shen has just trying to defend that turret as best as he possibly can against 2. Not much he can do there, really, against those 2. They're going to try and get turret. I think turret's going to survive just barely as the Xayah comes back in. Jarvan looking for the Udyr, or more accurately, Jarvan looking for the rocks, and the Udyr looking for the Jarvan. In comes the Victor as well. They're looking to 3v1 this Udyr, getting the stun down, getting that damage down. Blue team does get bot turret while we're up here. Blue team also gets first Rift. Jarvan gets the Udyr kill. Ezreal gets the Xayah kill bot lane. Morgana and Kai'Sa know they can't win that and are backing off. Unfortunately, we're going to start responding to that bot lane. That's a 3-1-2 Ezreal, who's just picking off our ADC right now. And doing massive amounts of damage to the turret. Don't look so concerned. Jarvan going in on the Karma, getting the airborne, getting all of that. Hoping to get the kill there. Not being backed up nearly as heavily as we were hoping by the Shen and the Xayah. But still able to get out of there as the Kai'Sa. This is looking to become a 3v3. Getting the kill in on the Karma. Sneaky. Almost dying to the Ezreal. Having to dodge that ult, but does so cleanly. Starting to get the picks. Starting to come back. You know, 3 backs going in because they're all low health. But, you know, it's all right. starting to take our jungle just a little bit. There's the Morgana to try and cement the lead that the Udyr has. I disagree with that play. I think Udyr is doing just fine on his own, and the fact that there's not a Morgana gives us a massive ability to keep running with it. Unfortunately, Rift is dropped top. That's going to be top turret that we can say goodbye to here in a second. Jarvan coming in to help with the Morgana before the Udyr comes in. Top turret does go down. Udyr getting the stun in on the Sion, getting the stun in on the Jarvan too. That's a double kill top. I don't think we were expecting that Jarvan to be quite so painful.
Yeah.
Sorry, that Udyr, excuse me. Jarvan's on our team. Taking a second turret as well, so if anybody's keeping track, that's 3 turrets down before turret plating has fallen. And they have rotated their support up to the mid lane. And we're all having to go back top and defend against that Udyr. That Udyr is 5-1. So we're sending 5 his way. Jarvan trapping it in there, getting the damage down. Udyr trying to run away, gets polished off in the end by the Xayah. Unfortunately, by having to send 5 up there, what are we missing? We're missing that bot turret as Ezreal gets the damage in on it. Sion going there to defend since he has the teleport up. Good call, good play. Unfortunately, not going to be quite enough, I don't think. Going to defend that turret until it goes down. 3 mid are pushing. Turret's at about half health in the bot lane. So this is a closer game than we saw game 1 in terms of deaths, but not in terms of kills or timing on the turrets. Starting the move as a pack like we've been talking about, going in on that Ezreal, trying to 3v1 him. Teleport coming in on the blue side from the Udyr. That's going to be dangerous. Getting the damage down on the Ezreal. There's the Ezreal kill. Udyr, on the other hand, getting the damage down. Jarvan comes in to taunt. There's the Udyr kill.
No. Okay, maybe we called that a little too soon, but that's okay. We weren't expecting them to run away so fast.
No, we weren't. FIU is going for second Drake. Gonna back. They didn't get a kill. They got the dragon, but they did not get a kill there. So we are working to slowly even it up, clearing out some vision. Great Oracle lens from their support. I mean, sorry, I hate them. Grrr. No, it was a great Oracle lens from their support, clearing out 3 wards with that one. Morgana starting to invade on a Shen, and we'll see. There's also an Udyr circling. They've kind of given up on top lane for now, which is fine. Trying to get that damage down. Ezreal ult coming through. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if we can start picking them off. We have some shining stars right now. We have the 0-2 and 6 Shen. We have the 2-1 and 3 Victor. We have the 4-2 and 3 Jarvan. Unfortunately, our Sion is starting to get murdered by that Udyr. Not able to get the damage down. Is going to get stunned out. And then Udyr is going to run away. Zombie Sion trying to take full use of it, and Morgana just goes and freeze. Victor's starting to do good damage onto the Udyr. There are counters if we're careful with it. Last tier 1 turret about to go down in the mid lane, but is getting defended. Unfortunately, this Jarvan's about to get flanked by 4 people under turret, so he's retreating, abandoning that turret there. It's not the fun call, but it's a smart call. Trying to see if they can pick off a Morgana or a Karma. There's that last tier 1 turret down. Yeah, we'll see. Starting to get real bad damage in on that second turret, already at half health, and we're just not able to find something. Victor farming bot lane, trying to get some counter pressure going, but he's not going to be able to get the pressure down faster than the entire team, so Truman moving back up to support the rest of the team as they back. A lot of ults going in Sion's direction, and like all of them missing. So we'll see how that goes. Ezreal getting the damage in on the turret. In comes the Victor. That's now 5 mid on our side. Trying to get the damage down is the Ezreal. We're not doing super great. But we could be doing worse. You know, I'm never again questioning a Morgana jungle. Like, I'm not going to question it. So I don't think I like what I'm hearing from those guys. I mean, what? I'm not hearing anything. I don't have anything spoiled for me. Um, our jungler is taking his jungle back. Everybody's kind of resetting for a second. Just taking a breath, letting things reset. We've got some hope. It's definitely not hopeless. The 3-3 and 2 Xayah has some hope. We've seen her really turn some stuff around.
Oh no, bad encounter, bad encounter.
Not
Oh,
entirely. We have the support here.
Oh, okay. I didn't
the,
even notice.
Taunting the Udyr. We have 4 there.
Nice.
Getting the kill.
All right, good. Okay, I didn't see
And
everyone else.
we are
in
red.
that area.
Look at how much vision we have all over the place. I see at least 6, 7 wards across the map. Sion ulting to get away, and Kaisa just zooming towards him is so funny to me. Kaisa Karma pushing top. Shen doing Shen things. Getting the damage in on the Morgana. There's
nice.
a Xayah kill. Victor running away before he dies. Shen getting the teleport in on the. Oh, there's another kill on the Xayah. Kaisa and Karma coming in. Turret does go down, leaving us with just one tier 2 turret. But, you know, Xayah's 5-3 and 3. We have some hope. Shen might be overextending a little bit, but also might be trying to bait. Not 100% sure where he's at right now.
The odds are a little bit more even. I mean, like, there's still a turret difference, but we're a bit tighter in kills. And
we're a lot tighter in kills than we were, and we're starting to close
closing.
the gold gap. We have a much better team fight composition than they do. And my big concern right now is that 6 and 3 Udyr. It's the 0 and 5 Sion. You know, the big instruction I gave them was don't die too much early game, and that's my concern right now is they did just that. But we're starting to shut down the Udyr. You know, like he was like 5 and 0. Now he's 6 and 3. Like we're getting there. We have the answers. We just need to be able to execute the answers. Victor actually pushing top lane.
And like I said, like this is an endurance game.
It is, and I'm a little worried about their endurance because this is their 4th game of the night.
Yeah.
You know, we've been playing games for 3 hours straight now.
It's a lot of league.
It is and it's not. It is, but it's also not. I mean, keep in mind that if we hadn't rescheduled this game from now, they wanted to play at 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
So, you know.
This is definitely better than that.
This is, because can you imagine you and I being here? Casting it?
Well,
I don't think we would have cast
morning?
Yeah.
I would have been a little laggy. I think I could have done it. Maybe.
I'd have been in my, like, bathrobe. Like, I would have woken up at, like, 2:55, gotten in my car and driven here. Anyway, chasing down that Kaisa is the victor. Nobody to pinch and get the kill. Udyr gets the final tier 2 turret in the top lane. Sion coming in.
Nice.
Gets the kill in turret range. Unfortunately, has to watch out for the Karma. Morgana does get the dragon. Jarvan having to flash away from the Morgana. Udyr gets rooted by the Morgana. Gets the Morgana to burn the flash, though. Could have been a lot worse. Really could have been a lot worse. Cat's quiet. Cat's too quiet. I think Cat needs to get a little more hype right now. Shen going in on the Morgana and the Udyr. There's the damage coming in from the Jarvan.
Nice.
That's the ADC kill on the Morgana. Karma shutting down the Jarvan.
Nice.
But there is the Udyr kill. Yes, Jarvan goes down. It's 8:30.
It's not that late.
It's not that late. Getting the damage in where it's needed to. Winning that fight. I'd like to point out we are now ahead in kills.
Yes, that is true.
We are now ahead in kills.
We've taken that. This is very exciting, guys. Come on, like I know there are lurkers in chat, and we appreciate you for lurking, but we would also appreciate it if we could see some
A little hype, maybe a little hype, a little hype.
Support for our Vandals here.
We are still nursing a gold deficit, but it is under 7,000 now. We're nursing a turret deficit as well, but you know we're starting to win the fights. And so
And I think that's what we're gonna need to take that later.
That's where all it takes, and I say this a lot, but all it really takes is one good team fight for a game to completely turn around, maybe 2. And we're starting to get those team fights in and all of that. Truman's dad's still here. He's not asleep. He's old. What's your excuse? I don't actually know how old you are. You could be like super young. I don't know. Maybe you had Truman when you were like 14, so you're only like 32 or something like that. FIU going for Baron, gonna be unopposed. We're gonna have to wait out that Baron again. We are gonna have to be careful with the Baron and all of that.
Yeah. That means that, there might be some dangerous team fights that we're going to see later.
The goal is, I think, to avoid the team fights right now.
Yeah.
The goal is to get the picks and to get that Baron off of people without dying. Zaya's going, wow. Zaya's giving me anxiety.
No.
Zaya's giving me just a little bit of anxiety, but has a Scion, so she's got it take, so it's all right. They're starting to press in from every lane right now. So we will see how it goes. Victor getting the damage down. Darvin going in. Udyr coming in from behind. Oh, my God. He shredded Truman. Oh, my God. That was like 3 hits. I think that would have been the what the hells that we heard from Truman. Resetting. Just a little bit back behind turrets. Udyr getting bot. They are kind of breaking our base. Open just a little bit. Udyr is 7-4 going for that inhibitor. Tidon kills.
I think what we're also seeing is a huge level difference, really giving FIU that advantage in this fight here.
Really, the only place where we're seeing those huge levels is the top lane. Sion is backing out. Zaya casting ult to get out of there. That's the second inhibitor gone. Nursing ourselves back to health. I think we're going to see the Baron end it here as well.
Yeah,
with the final turret starting to crumble. I think this is going to be game. JJ trying to do whatever he can to salvage it. Inhib's still up, getting the team fights in. JJ goes down, Kaisa goes down, Shen goes down, leaves Zaya and Victor to do it all, which they can, but I don't think they can here. Terra Nexus at a little over half health and waning quickly, putting everything they have into the defense. And that's the Victor kill, that's the Sion kill, that's game.
That was almost an ace at the end of that game, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Time was barely.
it was a tough match. They have cemented themselves as first. We did not get a game up on them. I do think those are the closest match that FIU has had. We are taking Thursday night off. This is our Thursday night game, so we will be back next Tuesday at 5:30 with Bellevue, and then after that we will be in the playoffs. So I don't think our tale with FIU is over. With our win over College of Eastern Idaho tonight, we did cinch our playoff spot. So this was, I don't want to say it was floof because it wasn't, but it was floof.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't matter for playoffs. So I will be back next Tuesday. Yeah. For that game there, and I think we see FIU again in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if we saw it again. And, you know, second game was closer than first game, so third game will be even closer. I'm tired. I have words, but the words are I'm proud of them, and I'm tired, and I want to go to bed.
Yeah, no, that's fair. You get your rest. It was lovely having you here. Finally, our like official kind of sign-off period.
Yeah. No psych this time. There are no more games to stream tonight.
But no, it was nice having you here. We're
it's always a
pleasure.
Of our
Vandals tonight. Now we go to bed, quote unquote. The channel is going to bed, and maybe some of you are as well. We thank you.
My parents definitely are. They've been watching me for like 3 hours. They're like,
yeah,
I need to go to bed.
This is it for most of us.
Playoffs aren't totally set. We've just, I think this puts us at a record of 4-1, and top 4 teams go to playoffs. So we can't lose our playoff berth. We're vying for position. We're vying for seeding against the Eastern teams and all of that. But we have cinched playoffs, and I'm not worried about it. There's a lot of stuff to work on, but they outplayed us. And I respect that.
Yeah. We thank you for tuning in tonight. Tomorrow we will be streaming Valorant against a team that I don't know, which is not my responsibility to know because I don't officially cast Valorant. But feel free to tune in for tomorrow's stream. Feel free to follow with notifications on so you can see the next time that we'll be streaming whatever game that you're a fan of. And at some point we will have subscriber abilities so people can sub. So, yeah, thank you. That will be it for tonight, and we will see you tomorrow.